Welcome to the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show, a real estate investment program. Listen and learn how to use real estate to build wealth and passive income streams for you and your family. We bring you experts every day to discuss and answer your questions on everything from single-family homes all the way up to 600-plus unit apartment complexes. And now, the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show.
Welcome to the show. My name is Al Gordon, and as always, we're working on your financial freedom. You know, we've all been taught to save our way to retirement. I was taught that. I'm pretty confident you were taught that. And what am I getting at? Well, what we were taught was the simple formula of go to school, get good grades so that you can get into a good college and get a degree. And with that degree, you could enter into the workforce and start earning pay and other forms of income. And maybe along the way, there would be some type of retirement benefit associated with that. It could be a 401k, maybe it was stock options. Like in my case, I served in the Army for 27 years, and I'm the recipient of a pension. But I'm here to tell you, it just doesn't work. It really doesn't work. The entire retirement system is broken for the majority of Americans. And I hate to burst your bubble. I hate to tell you that what you're doing isn't effective. But it's not. It's not effective. It's not going to get you to where you're trying to get to. Because along the way, life has an opportunity to intercede and create situations in your life that could impact your ability to save for retirement. And here's the bigger problem. When you get to that magic age of retirement, your body is not going to be in the same physical condition that it's in right now. It's not. I hate to break it to you, but the physical body has a tendency through the aging process to wear out. I know there are people that are alive on this planet that have lived past 100 years of age, but they're the exception. They're not the norm. And I would tell you that the bodies that they possess are nowhere near what their bodies were like when they were in their 20s or maybe their 30s. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about a couple of courses of action that you can take. And I think it's very important for you to understand that you can start today buying rental property and building a rental property business that ultimately can retire you much faster than what you're doing by putting money into your 401k. Yeah. And I've got some statistics that I'm going to share with you that are going to reinforce that point. According to a 2018 study that I found on CNBC.com, they stated that approximately 40% of Americans are at risk of retiring near the poverty level. That's right, you heard me. 40% of you are at risk of retiring near the poverty level. You know, this risk, among other factors, is causing almost 75% of Americans to work past what is considered the normal retirement age as they attempt to save for retirement instead of doing the business of creating passive streams of income. And according to a 2020 TD Ameritrade report, most Americans want to retire by the age of 67. But the big question is, are they on track? And the research that I did is telling me, I don't think so. I really don't think they are. You know, that TD Ameritrade report, which surveyed 2,000 United States adults between the ages of 40 and 79 with at least $25,000 in investable assets, found that many Americans really have a long ways to go. And that includes people approaching their golden years. Nearly 2/3 of 40-somethings have less than $100,000 in retirement savings. And 28% of those that are in their 60s have less than $50,000. Yeah, this is coming from TD Ameritrade. You know, while this report didn't survey younger Americans, I did find a earlier version, a 2019 TD Ameritrade survey that found 2/3 of millennials don't feel that they're on track when it comes to saving for retirement, mostly due to the burdens of the costs associated with them living their lives. And it gets worse. In 2019, Vanguard, which is one of the largest 401k plan administrators in the country, they published a report that showed how much money the average American has in their retirement savings. And the numbers are not good. They're really not good. People age 65 and over, according to Vanguard, have an average of $193,000 in their 401k. That's the average amount. But the median amount, meaning half or above and half or below, is only $58,000. Here's the problem. What you're doing is not working. And when we come back from the break, I'm going to talk about how to remedy that. Stick around.
We're back with the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show. We're here to answer your questions and help you become financially free.
Welcome back to the show. So we're talking about different paths that you can take to achieve retirement. And the majority of you're on the path that I used to be on. And you don't know any better. And I'm not picking on you. I mean, you're just doing what society told you was the way to go. I mean, I did the same thing. When I joined the military, one of the big carrots out there was the fact that when I retired, should I achieve at least 20 years of active service, I would be the beneficiary of a pension. And that pension would continue to pay me throughout the rest of my life. And when I was young, I thought, wow, that's really a pretty cool thing. I mean, I looked up what that pension should pay me in the future based on the fact I would increase in rank. And that number seemed pretty sizable. And over time, I kind of lost sight of my retirement goals because I was busy working diligently in the military system. And when 2001 hit, 9/11 occurred, I'll tell you what, the tempo just went through the roof and it never stopped up until the day I retired. I mean, it was go, 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 go. And I know a lot of you are working in jobs where it's go, 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 go. I get that. But here's the problem. What you're doing, it's ineffective. It just doesn't work. Saving your way to retirement is really a flawed system. In 2019, Vanguard published a report that showed just how much money Americans had in their retirement accounts. And the numbers are not very good. They said for people ages 22 to 25, I mean, these are people just out of college, the average dollar amount in their 401ks was just above $4,000, with the median balance being around $1,400. Okay, well, that's probably not so bad. I mean, they're young, right? Retirement is a long ways away. But 25 to 34-year-olds, their average balance was about $22,000, with the median being just slightly above $8,000. 35 to 44-year-olds, their average balance was just above $61,000, with the median balance right at $22,000. 45 to 54-year-olds, I mean, those guys and gals, they're getting closer to retirement. But their average 401k balance was $115,500, with the median right at $40,000. And when we jump to the age group that's getting really close to retirement, 55 to 64-year-olds, their average 401k balance was almost $172,000, with the median being under $62,000. And for those people 65 and above, I mean, they're in the retirement zone, right? Their average 401k balance was $193,000, with the median balance right at $58,000. And I'm telling you, if you try and live off of that money, you're going to consume that money. And you have to be careful that you don't run out of money before you pass away. I mean, clearly, the retirement model that society is teaching us, the save your way to retirement model, it's not working for many Americans. Now, it's working for some Americans. Don't get me wrong. There are some people that are doing fine. But it's not everybody. You know, I learned a much different retirement model when I made a decision to become a member of Lifestyles Unlimited, which is to invest in real estate to build passive streams of income. And this path allowed me to achieve financial freedom much faster than the path that society had taught me. I mean, let me break it down for you. After serving in the Army for 27 years and retiring, I get a pension. And that pension pays me about 1/3 of what I was making when I was serving on active duty. That's pretty significant pay cut. I mean, one day you're making X. The day after you retire, you're making 1/3 of X. And it created a significant financial problem for my family. And we had been trying to save our way to retirement, and that all melted down for us in 2008 when the stock market just went haywire. And the real estate market didn't do so well either, because we were incorrectly invested in real estate assets at the time. So what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to go through both of these models, and I'm going to give you an analysis of each model over a 10-year period. So let's go ahead and start with the model you're probably doing, the saving for retirement model. The median household income in the United States as of 2017 was around $61,000. That's based on U.S. Census data. Now, I will tell you that median household income has gone up year over year since then, but I'm going to make the assumption that maybe you started saving your way to retirement a couple of years ago. So I'm going to stick with 2017 numbers because I can. If you took a conservative approach and say 15% of that income, that would equate to $767 a month in savings. But here's the real problem. The vast majority of you can't and don't save 15% of your income each and every month. You live paycheck to paycheck, and you probably have no savings at all. And that's why the median retirement savings of families in the 55 to 64 year age bracket is less than $62,000, according to that Vanguard study. But let's assume that you do save 15% of your income. Let's say you're diligent, you're locked in, you've got a plan, you get that money pushed in there. How much money would you have at the end of 10 years? When we come back from the break, I'm going to give you the answer to that question, and it's going to shock you. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome back to the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show. Now, let's get back to your map to financial freedom.
Welcome back to the show. So, what we're talking about in this segment is we're going to talk about what you're doing. And we're making the assumption that you're putting 15% of your income away every month into a retirement account, and that income is going to potentially grow. So I'm using statistics based on national averages because I don't know how much money you actually make in your household. So I'm just going with national averages. So according to historical records, the long-term average S&P 500 return since its inception all the way back in 1928 through 2016, that's the data I was able to find, was about 10% return. Not too bad. It's actually better than what my financial planner told me that I should be doing in my own personal retirement account when I had one of those. But the average inflation for the same period of time has been around 3%. So when you adjust for inflation, the historical average return annually is right around 7%. So at the end of 10 years, by diligently saving and having those savings accrue, you will have saved around $83,000. At the end of 13 years, you're going to be up to about $192,000. And it's going to take about 32 years for you to save $1 million. Now, $1 million, that's a big number. It's a very big number. But because of inflation, the $1 million is really only worth the purchasing power of about $388,000 in today's environment. What that means is that 32 years from now, that $1 million that you have will have the same buying power as if you had about $388,000 today. And if you retire and start living on those savings, the money from the principal portion of your retirement account, you're going to bring the concept of pray you die before you run out of money into effect. In today's money, pulling out the equivalent of $40,000 a year to live on equates to less than 10 years worth of savings. But what if you live longer? And what are the golden years going to be like for you with regards to enjoying travel and grandchildren and all those things that you're supposed to look forward to in your older years? You know, I was taught the traditional retirement age in the United States was 65 years of age. I mean, that's what I was taught growing up. I'm sure you were taught the same thing. And the concept is you just have to keep working until you get to the age of 65, and then you're set, right? Yeah, not so much. And I'll tell you what, when the average life expectancy in the United States is around 79 years of age, that doesn't leave a lot of time to really enjoy retirement. I mean, if you retire at 65 and you live to 79, that's 14 years. And you may run out of money before you get there. And then what? Yeah. I mean, if you're going to pass away at the age of 79, chances are pretty high that you're not going to be working. So somebody else is going to have to take care of you. Now, let me talk about the second retirement model. This is the model that I found when I became a member of Lifestyles Unlimited. And what it taught me was that investing in real estate allows you to retire and to enjoy your life. So let me illustrate this by giving you some actual averages that I took from our case study events that we have at Lifestyles Unlimited. Case studies are opportunities for our members to come in and present information on investments that they had made into real estate. And along with the feedback that they give you, they open up their books and they provide you all the financial information on the deal so that you can see the returns that they're getting on those properties. You see real-time results. It's pretty cool. And these are all buy and hold real estate deals. You buy the property, you fix it up, you hold it, and you rent it out to a great family. These are not flips. And there's a big, big difference, especially when it comes to taxation. But I don't want to talk about flips right now. I want to talk about the real estate model. When you buy a single-family house that you plan to rent out, we think you should work with a hard money lender. And we teach you how to do that at Lifestyles Unlimited. Because what it allows you to do is to use, say, $25,000 of your own money rather than 20% of the purchase price plus any associated repair costs to buy the house and fix it up. And after closing on the property, you should capture about $20,000 in equity in the property. And that's after you fixed everything up. And the house is then rented to a well-qualified family that gets the opportunity to live in a really great property. And by renting the house, you're able to generate $400 a month in cash flow. That is passive income. That $400 is deposited into your bank account each month after paying the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance on the property. And you're probably not going to have any maintenance expenses because we teach a system designed to have you analyze the property and fix up everything that could go wrong in the next 5 years. If it's in question, fix it and replace it. That's the way we do business. So for an initial investment of $25,000, you've gained $20,000 in additional equity in that property. And you're bringing in about $4,800 a year in passive income. That passive income adds up quickly as you continue to buy, rent, and hold single-family homes. Now, I don't want you to get hung up on that $25,000 number. And the reason I don't want you to get hung up on that number is because not all of our members come out of pocket $25,000 to do these deals. Many of our members come out of pocket even less money. It's just the way it is. But even at a $25,000 investment, you're still getting a 19% return on your money. Just on the cash-on-cash basis, that doesn't go into account for all the other ways we make money in real estate. So investing in real estate may seem impossible to someone earning an average salary or to someone who doesn't have any savings. But let me be very, very clear with you. Nothing is impossible when you take the time to get educated and then take action one step at a time. So I would encourage you to start saving 15% of your monthly income as you would in, the retirement plan that you're supposed to be following. But along that lines, I would say this: get yourself educated in real estate investing while you're doing that. Then start buying income-producing assets instead of putting your money into speculating in the stock market. Because if that stock market tanks on you, that's a lot of principal that goes down in value. And we saw that happen in March when coronavirus kicked off. Now that market recovered. But what if it hadn't? And we don't know what the future holds. We come back from the break, I'm going to tell you how real estate investing is going to produce better income streams for you right after the break.
As I sit here and read article after article and see TV show after TV show, the normal person out there on the street cannot overcome their fear to get to the analytical part of this whole process. I'm not afraid of, and I'm actually ready for a recession, a crash of value of anything and everything. Why? It is the opportunity to do incredible stuff. But that's my analytical brain.
The United States has a very strong economy. We will return to our basic economic foundation. This is not going to be the end of the world for everyone. But you do need to take some action. And some actions will be more productive than others. And one of the things that I think you can do now is take this time, like you said, Del, people are going to be sitting at home, and you have a time right now to change your life. Make what you have work for you.
You need to get into lifestyles right now.
Join us for our free online workshop. Register at lifestylesunlimitedworkshop.com.
Warning. Listening to the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show will change your life. We will teach you how to create wealth and passive income so you can be financially free. And now, back to your host.
Welcome back to the show. So we're talking about different retirement strategies. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. And the retirement plan you're probably following is the retirement plan that I was following for the majority of my life, which was an attempt to save my way to retirement. But I had a problem occur in 2008 where most of my retirement was pretty much wiped out. And I'm not going to get into the reason for that. And I wound up falling back on a pension that I earned for serving in the military. But the problem with that pension is, although it provides income for me, it wasn't enough income for me to sustain my family when I left the military. And I found myself having to get back into the workforce. Yeah, it was kind of problematic, and it was a difficult time in my life. But there's a better way. And the better way is to start investing in real estate. And before we went to the break, I started talking about the concept of what if you're starting at zero, or maybe I should say almost zero. How do you get this thing going? Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to start putting 15% of your money aside. And I based that 15% number off of the average amount of household income in the United States. Works out to be somewhere around $61,000 per year. Now, you might be making more money in that, and that's totally fine. But I'm going to keep the numbers little. And what I'm going to suggest to you is that you start saving that money. And I'm not saying put it into a 401k account or anything like that. I'm saying just put it into a regular savings account. And I'm going to assume that you've got maybe $10,000 already out there in savings. You know, that $10,000 may be in physical cash that you have on deposit somewhere, or maybe it's out in your garage in the form of jet skis or a boat or a motorcycle or something that you use occasionally that you paid off and it's just sitting there depreciating over time. Sell that thing. Get the money for it. Yeah, trust me, you can find $10,000 probably in your garage. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep accumulating that money. And it's going to take you about 20 months. You heard me. 20 months to have enough money available for you to take down that first property. And when you take that property down and you own that property and it's producing $400 a month in passive income in the form of cash flow, what you're going to do with that $400, instead of spending it, I mean, you could spend it if you wanted to, but right now we're in a building phase for your retirement. I want you to take that $400 that you get every month in passive income and add it to that $767 that you're putting aside every month. And at the end of 21 months, you'll be able to get your second property. And over time, it's going to take you about 10 years to get 10 properties. And what I'm describing to you is the slow route. This is absolutely the slow way to do this, but it is an effective way to do this. So what happens at the end of 10 years? Well, you stay on track. You keep doing this because what you're going to find is that you're going to be able to get your next 10 properties in as little as 3 years. Because you're taking all of the money that should be working for you and you're making it work for you. So at the end of 13 years, you're going to have about $8,000 a month in passive income coming in. And I'm not assuming that rents are going up or anything like that. None of that. I'm just assuming you're buying and holding and renting property out. $8,000 a month in cash flow is a significant amount of money. You can live off of $8,000 a month. You can do it. And when you take into account the fact that you're not having to go to work and there's no expenses associated with being an employee and you're not necessarily paying taxes the same way you do as an employee, that money actually goes a little bit farther. So by continuing to invest in real estate, you will have made a significant change in your life. Now, if you were just putting that $767 a month aside into your 401k, you'd have $192,000 in savings in that 13-year time period. But that money would not be paying you any passive income. Yeah, it might be going up a little bit due to market increases in the stock market, but it's not paying you a dime. At the end of 13 years, if you take that $192,000 out and you start trying to live off of that money, what you're going to find is going to last not very long. Yeah, you'll burn through it and you'll find yourself in a situation where you got to start all over again. So I think it's very important that you come check us out at Lifestyles Unlimited. I'll just be very clear. Because by becoming a member, by obtaining a time-tested and proven education that works as well today as it did when the educational concepts were put together 30 years ago. You're going to change the path that you're on. You don't have to do what society tells you to do. As a matter of fact, everybody that I know that got off of the Kool-Aid, so to speak, that society fed us when we were younger and invincible, because we were all invincible when we were younger, it's made a dramatic difference. Real estate has the ability to pay you money 5 different ways. And it's important for you to understand how real estate does that. We explain all of it in our free workshops. It takes about an hour and a half of your time to attend one of our free workshops. They're very informative. We don't waste your time. We give you information that you are seeking in those workshops. We want you to understand the dynamic that there is a different and more effective way for you to achieve retirement. Because what you're doing, in my opinion, it's not working. Now think about it. As soon as you have enough passive income coming in, and that passive income exceeds your bills, you're retired. Retirement has absolutely nothing to do with age. That concept of work till you're 65, well, it's stupid. It really is stupid. Because I know members in their 20s and 30s that are retired because they did what we teach at Lifestyles Unlimited. Does building cash flow require education? Yes. Does it require courage? Yes. Does it require some commitment? Yes. Does it require hard work? Yes. These are the questions you must consider when deciding to follow maybe the path that you're currently on, or taking a look at a different opportunity for you. Do you really think there is something for nothing out there? Do you think that you'll get ahead without courage, commitment, and hard work? How long do you think you're going to live in retirement? More importantly, I should ask it this way: how well do you want to live in retirement? And are you doing the things that you need to do so that you can truly enjoy your golden years? You know, I hope I've clearly demonstrated the immense value of investing in residential income producing real estate to you, because building wealth with real estate is so much more effective than speculating in the stock market. I think what you need to do is you need to get out there, get an education, and start building passive streams of income for yourself and your family, and change the direction of your life, because it's not too late. You can get it done. And to get started, go to freeworkshoplivestream.com. That's freeworkshoplivestream.com. And remember, it's not the money, it's the lifestyle.
The Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a professional regarding your personal investment needs. Nothing presented on the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show constitutes an endorsement, recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or security.